Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about how to live cheaply in America in a good way. So I have already talked about different expenses that we pay for here in America, and I also had a video breaking down each expenses and how much the average cost of each expenses. And it's a lot of expenses. If you haven't watched that video yet, go ahead and go to that video right now. I'll be linking it up here and then come back in this video. Now that we know what are the expenses to expect in America, let me share a few helpful ways to avoid ending up in deep debt so that you can save and move ahead in your life financially. So I have come up with 6 things or list of things that I'm going to be talking about with you guys. Hopefully that will open up your eyes and what are the things that maybe you can fix in your life so you can save up more instead of spending and getting into more debt. So just note that I'm not a financial advisor. These are all just my experience, my research, and my observations. Number 1 is to prioritize your expenses into wants and needs. So let's start with your needs first. So what is needs? So basically these are the things it's your necessity. So you need this in order to live, or you must have this in order to live and continue with your life. So I think back in school we learned about needs and wants, but of course it talked about like clothing, shelter, water, and stuff like that. But yeah, that's actually kind of related to your regular life. So these are just a few things that I'm going to be listing, like the things that you need. So the first one I have here is food. Of course, you need food in order to live. It's a necessity. So you can't just say, oh, it's okay, I'm not going to buy food, right? So it's like you have to buy food. So that's number 1. And then number 2 is, of course, shelter. So with that is either if you have a house that you bought, it's not paid for, so you have a continuous mortgage. It comes in like a 30 fixed term, there's a 15, and there's so on and so forth. So you have to pay your mortgage every month. So if you don't own a house, you can also rent. So there's apartments. So rent is also your need because you have to pay your rent or else they'll kick you out and then you're going to be living in the streets. So you have to pay that. And then the next ones I have here is utilities, which are your water bill. You need electricity. And also you need your natural gas. Some places use natural gas to heat up their water for like taking a shower, and also for their heat in the house for winter. So those are the utilities. And of course your cell phone service. If I don't know anybody that doesn't have a phone. So like right now, phone is kind of like a necessity, because let's say if you want a job, you have to have a phone because then they're gonna call you and for your interview and all that stuff. So phone, your internet bill, or internet service as well, and then trash services, of course taxes. So taxes, you have to pay taxes or else you're gonna get in big trouble. So those are just a few things that I listed under your needs, which is your necessity. You must have this. And those are your needs. And the next ones are your wants. So wants, most are like your desire or your wish, right? Oh, I wish I had this, something like that. So these are just a few things. Actually having a hard time thinking of different wants. So if you guys want to comment down below of like other things that you guys want, for example, jewelries. So I'm not the kind of person that's into like jewelries, but there are people that's really into these things. I mean, it's fine, it's okay if if you have money to buy those things, it's fine. But if you don't, it's probably not a good idea. So jewelries, watch, some people would buy expensive watch, like collection of watches like Rolex and stuff like that. And then next is your new phone. So it's crazy how things like phones and like how they update it every year and stuff like that really affects people as well. But there are some people that like they can't live without upgrading to a new phone, right? Like iPhone, I don't know what number it is now. I don't have an iPhone. So, this is the new trend, I have to have it. So those are the things that you don't really need. Those are the things that you just desire to have. So number one is to prioritize. So just grab a piece of paper and a pen and then just write down what are your wants, what are your needs. Looking at both and see where your budget is at. So that's the first one. And number two is do not buy it if you can't afford it in cash. So when I say cash, it doesn't mean to be physical cash. So it can be your savings. Savings is your tangible asset. You can withdraw that anytime. So if you have zero in your bank account, then it's probably not a good idea to buy your wants, right? So maybe focus on paying your needs first. So it surprised me when I got here that some people would finance almost like everything. And I didn't know that you can finance certain stuff too. Like car, I understand you can, it's expensive, so you can finance those things. Jewelries, you can finance jewelries too, which is interesting. And then furniture, you can finance furniture here. Like if you want to buy a couch or a bed or like a table set or whatever, you can actually finance them. So you don't even, some of them they don't require you to put down any down payment. You can just finance them all. So and other things, and phones as well. So comment down below what other things that you can finance. I don't know, like something that you would not think of that you can finance. So go ahead and comment down below. I would like to know. So So my experience with financing was a little bit, it was a little scary because it was my first time, and this was back when I was in college. So I save up for my computer. So I was in college, I think second year college or something like that. And I realized that I really need a computer because, like every time I have to do my homework or do research or something like that, I either have to go in the library or the computer shop or something like that. As most of my subscribers are from the Philippines, so you understand that most people in the Philippines don't really have their own personal computer, so that's why we have a lot of like computer shops around. And then for those who are not aware of this, so basically we just go to computer shop and then you can ask the person there to, let's say you want to be there for like an hour or 2 hours or something like that, and then you can give them money and then they will open it up for that much of time, and then you can do your research and stuff. But most of the times people that's in there actually are like guys, and they just play, what is this game called, LOL. They just play games with their buddies. So they're in the computer shop screaming like like, hey, you move here, and you're just there trying to like do your homework, do your research. And then this was like one thing that I experienced back home, is that you'll be in a computer shop just doing your thing, your homework for school and everything, and these guys are there and they'll be blaming you because of the internet connection, and then they would like kind of like give you the look while you're like trying to watch a YouTube or something for, I don't know, for something. And then like they would make you feel like it's your fault that their game is lagging. But anyway, I'm just complaining. But yeah, it's a struggle to get to even like do research or like do your homework at the computer shop. So I mean, we didn't have internet at home either, so at least I can like type and stuff like that. So I got my computer, so I save up for it. Unfortunately, I didn't get to save up a whole lot. Actually, I got a part-time job teaching English online, and so that's how I save up my money. I actually made a video about my story about that stuff, so I'm also gonna link it up here for you guys and down below, so you can watch that. And yeah, so I got my computer. I have to actually finance some of it, not a whole lot, but I signed a contract and everything, and it was really scary, but I was so excited that I was able to, you know, like reach this milestone. I have never thought that I would be able to buy a computer. I know most of you are probably like, computer? Gosh, you know, it's just like, what, how much? $200 or something. But it's a big deal for us. Well, I didn't grow up in a rich family. We were poor, and just being able to get that big purchase was a big deal for me. So after I paid for whatever down payment I put in, I made sure that I pay the rest of the finance part real fast. So it probably took me about maybe 5 to 6 months, but I put down a lot of money in, like, just to clear it off like right away. As like every time I get my paycheck, I'm like, okay, here we go, everything, you can have it. Because I just don't feel good having debt. So I paid off my computer, and it was a great feeling after that. So, but after that, I didn't do any financing. I am like, nope, not gonna do that again. And you know, I'm not perfect with my finances. I mean, I'm not the kind of person that saves a lot of money, you know, and just put it aside. I would save for something, but I would not just save just because. So it was a struggle for me as well to, you know, start this journey of like saving up, you know, and all that stuff, especially here in the US, because there's so many things to pay. Like what is left with my paycheck afterwards. That's why if you pay your debt off, the only debt that you can probably leave is your house, because it's expensive, and it's okay to just, you know, just pay off your mortgage later. But yeah, so that's the only one. If you pay most of your debt, then you can have most of your paycheck. You know, you just have to worry about your rent or your mortgage. So anyway, so that's the second point. Sorry, that was very long. Do not buy if you can't afford it in cash. Number 3 is pay your needs first, then set aside for your savings and your investments, and then have a small portion left over for your wants. So after you pay for your needs, right, the one that we talked about in the first one, like your taxes, your electricity, your food and stuff like that. And next is you want to set aside for savings. So you can set a goal like, how much savings should I set aside every month? Okay, let's say I'm making, let's say you're making a lot. So you're making, let's say 10,000 per month, right? 10,000 per month. Okay, my expenses is 4,000, and then I'm gonna save 3,000 per month. Or 4,000 per month, right? And then the rest of it you can put in investments. Maybe you have $200, $300 left over after that. Then you can buy the things that you want. But you know, if if you don't have anything that you really want to buy that month, then you can just go ahead and put that in savings in addition, right? So also don't buy what's in trend. You know, sometimes people, you know, oh, this is in trend, let me buy it, and then like a couple months later, oh, it's not anymore, and it's just going to be sitting on the side, you know, like it's not going to be, you're not going to be using it, and you're going to just be donating it anyway. So like, I mean, I'm also guilty with that. I'm still trying to, like, you know, stop myself. Like, okay, this thing is really cute, I really want to buy it, but am I really going to be using it? You know, it's just going to sit there and it's just going to be a pile of junk. So you have to really think it through before buying something. So that's number 3. Number 4 is don't feel like you need to impress anybody. So as what I was saying earlier, like, you know, like, oh, I want this jewelry, or I want this new car because, you know, like my friend or somebody has a nicer car or something. No, don't do it. So you do the right thing for your family. Who cares if you drive a old car, as long as it works just fine. I mean, you don't drive a car that you think it's gonna fall apart pretty soon. You know what I mean? Just make sure that the car's fine. But I mean, who cares? It's still working. You know, the car is still working. It's still running. It's a good car. You know, and you just have to think, most people with nice cars, they don't even own the car. They just took a huge loan to get that car. So don't be like that person. Don't put yourself to where you're gonna get in debt because you want to impress somebody. That's a really bad plan. So number 5, make a monthly budget, and then just follow your budget, and if there's any adjustments that needs to be done, just adjust every month. But this is the step that I'm also at, where we want to make sure that we have budget every month. It's just sometimes we were so busy that we can't, you know, get things like this written up and stuff. But it's really good to have a monthly budget, so you can actually see, okay, where are you at? Like, okay, these are the expenses, so you can kind of do like forecasted versus actual, so you can kind of compare. So the next month you kind of know, like, oh, so this is, let me adjust it a little bit. So that's what I've started doing. So it also, in that way, you can see your budget and say, oh, we need this certain thing, but we only have $300 and this is $400, so maybe we'll wait until next month. So you can actually save that $300 for that month and then buy it the next month if it's not like an urgent need, right? So yeah, so monthly budget is a really, really good idea. I'm actually trying to make ours a little bit better. But once I come up with a good one, I'm gonna go ahead and share with you guys. So hopefully it will work for you too. And if you have any suggestions too, make sure to comment that down below. And then number 6 is going to be student loans is a big no-no. So avoid it if you can. So a lot of people here in America has loan debts. So average student loan debt is $35,210 per person. But looking at that number, actually it's kind of low, in a lower end, so it might be a different degree. You can also get student loan debts for like degrees like pharmacist. I mean, if you're getting this kind of degree, it may be okay to do student loan because it's really expensive. But if you can avoid it, it would be great, because like if you want to do like doctor, or to become a doctor or pharmacist or engineer, you might end up having like $100,000 to $250,000 in debt. So most of my subscribers are from the Philippines, so So I would like to explain what is a student loan. A student loan is a type of loan designed to help students pay for post-secondary education and the associated fees such as tuition, books, and supplies and living expenses. It may differ from the types of loans in the fact that the interest rate may be substantially lower and the repayment schedule may be deferred while the student is in school. So that is just I looked up in Google and that's what it says, what a student loan means. But in layman's term, student loan is basically used by like college students because school is really expensive, and if your parents can't afford it, if you don't have savings for it, then another way for you is to get a student loan debt. So you go sign up for that, and then let's say during the course of 4 years, which is usually a bachelor's degree is 4 years, so you can take out loans. Let's say the first semester you're going to take out $5,000 for your tuition fees, and then your books, your supplies and stuff. But the most surprising part for me was they actually also get the living expenses from it. I didn't realize. So really, most of these students that gets in a huge student loan debt are actually, I feel like they could have lessened that debt by just living less. Like just try to like, you know, like instead of like going to a coffee shop every day or something like that, you know, just budget the money for you to like, because you have to pay for those back. It's not your money. So maybe, I'm not sure, but yeah, it's just it's very surprising to me that, I mean, it's good that there's a help that's available, but also know that if you have a student loan debt, that it's not you can't bankrupt it. Like it's gonna follow you until you die if you haven't paid for it. So you can't just say, oh, I don't have any more money, I can't pay for this, I'm just gonna file bankruptcy. Yeah, everything else will go, but not your student loan, unfortunately. So that's why when I heard about this, it really breaks my heart that a lot of people are struggling because now they have to pay for their student loan debt. It's crazy. I have heard from other shows and stuff that there's one person, well, probably not just one person, but that he's got over $1 million in debt. Yes. So if you don't watch out, it would cost your entire life just paying this loan, this debt. So as what I said, if you can pay in cash, and one good thing about here in America as well is you can actually go and work part-time. You can start working at age 16 here, which is great. I wish that the Philippines can also have kids do that, you know, so you can start saving. But here in the US, you can start working at age 16, so you can actually do part-time while you're in school. You know, you can go part-time in a fast food or in a grocery store or something like that, so you have money set aside. So if you decide in the future you want to go to college, then you have at least a little bit of money to put in. And then there's other scholarships too that's offered other than the student loan debt. So if you can get those scholarships instead of the student loan, and that would be great. So anyway, that's all. So those are the 6 things that I've come up with in order for you to live cheaply here in America and not get into deep debt. So if you guys have any other things that you think is helpful or tips or anything like that I maybe miss telling you guys here in this video, make sure to comment just comment that down below with the rest of the crew. So I started like thinking, what should I call my subscribers? So I'm just gonna start calling you guys my crew because you guys are awesome. Thanks for your wonderful comments and encouragement and stuff like that. I really do appreciate y'all. And I'm excited to see you in my next video, and make sure to subscribe and also to share this video to your friends as well. Even if you're not here in America, even if you are, maybe you're planning to go to America, so you can kind of like prepare yourself as well. And if you're in the Philippines or other countries, this would help you hopefully with your finances, and hopefully will help you build your wealth in the future as well. So thank you all so much, and I'm excited to see you all next time. Bye.